Welcome back to LT Elections 2024. As we begin today's video, we're looking at the 2024 Senate election prediction, looking forward to 2024. Now, as we're taking a look here, do me a quick favor, guys, and subscribe. Only 1.9% of those of you who watch this channel actually subscribe. So do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button and like the video. It really helps out with the algorithm. So taking a look at this here, we have the Democrats and Republicans in a head-to-head matchup looking forward to 2024. Now, as we're looking at our current Senate map, so our current Senate map looking forward to 2024 at the 2022 midterm election, we see the Democrats have 51 seats, to Republicans only having 49 seats. Now, taking a look at this here, we have to take a look at the individual margins within each state in order to give us a good consensus into where the country is headed. But taking a look at this here, Democrats and Republicans are an extremely important and critical close race here. In fact, it has not been this close, since 2014. It has not been this close where you have the Democrats and Republicans this close. I believe it was last time, maybe in 2018, it was this close, but it is extremely close for the Democrats and Republicans. But taking a look here, we have to look at some individual state polls to take a look and figure out of where we're headed for 2024. Taking a look at this here, let's go ahead and give some of the safe states and some of the lean states to either candidate. Then we'll be taking a look at some very key, important, critical states in 2024. So taking a look at this here, we're going to be going ahead and giving several of the states right down the center of the country to the Republicans. Republicans should do relatively good in several of these states here. So Republicans should do relatively good in these states. That being said, you may see some different shifts with regards to certain states, such as Texas being lean, whereas before they may have been safe, although now they are going more towards the likely or lean side of the Republican Party. But we'll be going ahead and taking a look here at states such as those. But taking a look at this here, we have gone ahead and give some of our key states to the different candidates as far as the Republicans are concerned. But taking a look at some Democratic strongholds, we have Washington, California, New York, Vermont, also have Montana as well there, so the state of Montana as well. And also Virginia, we're going ahead and getting that state as well. But taking a look here at our current map here, along with the state of Hawaii and New Mexico, we have the Democrats at 42 seats and the Republicans at 49 seats. Taking a look here at the state of Texas, let's go ahead and take a look at some polls looking forward to the U.S. Senate. Now, we only have 2 polls, but we do see that Ted Cruz, who is most likely running for re-election in 2024, is in the lead as far as that is concerned. Now, Democrats are lining up to challenge Ted Cruz. We have, for example, Representative Carl Sherman. We have other candidates, Representative Cole Alfred, Roland Gutierrez. Several Democratic candidates are lining up to challenge Ted Cruz due to the fact that he only won re-election in 2018 by an extremely small margin. Taking a look here at your 2018 map, we see that Ted Cruz only won in that state by almost 3 points, less than 3 points actually, about 2.5% in that state, which means that looking forward to 2024, it may be very difficult for Ted Cruz to win re-election. That being said, he is in the head in the polls, and he did win re-election in the last race. Although that being said, Texas is not as red as it was maybe in 2012 when he first won the election. It is going extremely more towards the left rapidly, really, compared to where it was in 2012. But taking a look at this here, that is for the state of Texas. That being said, I do think that Ted Cruz will win in that state by a very slim margin. Democrats should be able to work extremely hard and win the state. Although that being said, it's going to be extremely difficult, and I would think the Democrats would probably want to invest their time more in states like Montana, states like Ohio, states like Arizona, states like Nevada. Those are states which Democrats want to invest time in. Not really states like Texas, although they do want to spend a little bit more time in these states as 2024 approaches. But taking a look at this here, we're going to go ahead and giving several other key states. So taking a look at this here, let's go ahead and take a look at some polls with regards to your Rust Belt. Now, the thing about the Rust Belt is extremely liberal with regards to voting for Senate and House Representatives. For example, Wisconsin is extremely liberal when it comes to their state Supreme Court, or whether it comes to their Senate elections, or even their House of Representatives. Wisconsin is extremely liberal. But when it comes to the general election, Wisconsin tends to be very nitpicky when it comes to the actual results. For example, Donald Trump only won in the state by around less than 1% in 2016. And in 2020, when Biden was supposed to win in the state by a huge margin, he only won by around, 0.6%. So as you can see, Wisconsin is extremely tight with regards to the general election. But when it actually comes to the Senate elections, Wisconsin does tend to vote pretty liberal. Now, taking a look here at the 2022 map. Now, for the 2022 map, I should specify that this was actually a different race. with regards to one of the other senators, with regards to Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson actually ended up winning by 1% in this state. Now, this was actually just Ron Johnson, so it wasn't the other senator. That being said, we do see the Democrats are ahead in this one poll. It is one poll, and it will be hard to base everything off of this. Although I do think that it will vote pretty liberal, considering the 270 to win has it as being lean for the Democrats. I do think the Democrats should be able to win in the state by a tilt margin. I'll be putting it as a tilt margin. Some people are considering it as being lean. I'm going to be going ahead and giving it as being tilt. Also, the state of Michigan is being lean, and also the state of Pennsylvania is being tilt. So you have tilt from Pennsylvania, tilt for Wisconsin, and lean from Michigan, giving Democrats 45 seats, and Republicans 50 seats. So taking a look here at some more important critical races here. Looking at the state of Minnesota. Now, Minnesota is going to be extremely important in 2024. Again, these are some other polls that I wanted to look at. But taking a look here at some Minnesota state polls here. So some Minnesota polls here this is for 2020. We don't have any polls for 2024. But just taking a look at the state here. Minnesota, just taking a look off of periodic trends. Taking a look at this here. Let's go back to 2018. All right, 2018. And taking a look here at the state of Minnesota, you can see that Minnesota did vote pretty liberal with regards to Klobuchar running for re-election. And you can see when you look at also 2022, you didn't have a race in that state. Well, that being said, you do see that Minnesota is pretty liberal with regards to where it's heading on certain issues. That being said, Donald Trump won in that state by around 1.6%, which does mean that it's a little bit shifting towards the right. Joe Biden reversed that trend in 2020 rather. But that being said, I will going ahead and giving it as being pretty lean for the Democrats. I do think the Democrats are going to win in that state by a pretty good margin in 2024. Democrats did win by a pretty big margin in the 2018 midterms. It did not have one, I believe, in 2020. I believe it didn't have one in 2020. Although in 2022 rather, we did not have a race in that specific district. Sorry about that little bit error there. But taking a look here at some more important states here, we're going to go ahead and taking a look at some very key states. The state of Nevada, extremely important state. I'm going ahead and giving it as being tilt for the Democrats. Now, before I giving it as being tilt, let me go ahead and take a look here at some polling data from the state of Nevada. So you can look here, Democrats are obviously in the lead. I did expect that going in, but Democrats are in the lead, so I'm going to go ahead and giving it to the Democrats. Kind of expected that from the beginning. Taking a look here at Ohio, Arizona, Montana. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, Montana, Ohio, and Arizona are really where Democrats want to be spending a lot more time in. Kari Lake does seem to be running in 2024, which is really a bad idea since she lost in the last election. She does say that she won in the last election and refused to concede the election, although she did lose in that election by a very small margin. Although that being said, if she does run for the election and the Republicans do nominate her, Republicans are in a bad position looking forward to 2024. Republicans really need to nominate a different individual if they want to win in 2024 in the state of Arizona. Although Kari Lake does seem to be in the front runner for that race, it may differ as it continues on. Again, we're already 1 year removed from the election, so things are beginning to shape up for 2024. But taking a look here at the state of Arizona. So taking a look here at some Arizona state polls with regards, there are a lot of polls here from the state of Arizona, as I checked previously. Democrats are ahead in a majority of the polls. I was in the wrong year. Sorry about that. So 2024 here, as you can see, Kari Lake, Democrats are still ahead. They're still ahead in a majority of the polls. That being said, when it comes to actually going against Kari Lake, the Democrats are pretty much ahead in regards to most of the polls. Gallego is pretty much ahead. All that being said, when it comes to different candidates which Republicans may run, such as Lamb, you see that it does even up here, which is why I say that the Republicans rather should really nominate someone else. All that being said, she does seem to be ahead in the majority of the polls with regards to the Democrats, so I'm going ahead and giving it as being tilt. So the Democrats at 48 seats and the Republicans at 50 seats. So you can look here at the state of Ohio. I'm going ahead and giving the state of Ohio as being likely. The reason why is because Ohio voters enshrined abortion access in that state by a pretty big margin. And just taking a look here at where most Americans stand on reproductive rights, taking a look at this here, 73% of Americans said that abortion should be legal by 6 weeks. Taking a look at the country as a whole. Now, when it comes to Democrats and Republicans, 88% of Democrats say that abortion access should be legal at 6 weeks. Only 56% of Republicans think that abortion should be legal at 6 weeks. Overall, a 15-week ban, only 49% of Americans are actually in support of that. Taking a look at a 24-week ban, 27% of Americans say that abortion access should be legal at 24 weeks, which is extremely low, by the way. 24 weeks, Only 27% is extremely low. Republicans at the low end, it's 11%. That being said, not all Democrats and not all Republicans believe in abortion access. As you can see here, Republicans as a whole believe that abortion access at 6 weeks should be permitted, but their party does seem to be a little bit out of that touch. Democrats as well. Only 88% of Democrats believe that abortion should be legal at 6 weeks, which is pretty interesting because a majority of Democrats in the Senate do not believe that. So take a look here at where the country is headed for abortion access. Ohio in the 2023 race did vote to make abortion access legal. Now you have to look at several characteristics when you look at this. You have abortion access, you have the economy, you have inflation, you have the wars abroad. You have a lot of issues that voters are going to be taking a look at. But taking a look here at some U.S. Senate polls, we do see the Democrats are ahead in the majority of the polls. So because of that, I'm going ahead and giving that state to the Democrats as being likely. Taking a look at the state of Montana, I'm going to be going ahead and looking at some polls here in the state of Montana here. Really quick here, let me go ahead and get some of those polling data. Get some of that polling data there. We do see that Republicans are ahead, but Democrats do seem to be ahead in a half of the polls. You do see that Democrats are running incumbents for 2024. And as you can see here, it will be interesting to see how this race does turn out. It does seem to be an extremely close race, although Democrats are running an incumbent on top of that, and abortion access is going to be extremely important looking forward to 2024. Because of that, I'm going ahead and giving Montana as being tilt. So that being said, I'm giving Republicans and Democrats 50 seats, 50 to 50 tie. I worked this out ahead of time. I'm going to be going ahead and giving them a 50 to 50 seat tie. Now, guys, this is an extremely important race. So what does this all depend upon? It depends on which party gets in power. Assuming this result happens, if we get a 50-50 tie, it will be determined which party has a majority based on which party holds the vice presidency in 2024, which is why the general election is extremely important. If you want to see my prediction for the general election, click that video right there. I believe it should be right in the corner of this video. There's a video right in the corner of this video that will tell you basically how I think the general election will play out. So that's going to be extremely important. Make sure you click that video. And by the way, guys, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, comment down below. It really helps out if you hit that subscribe button and comment down below. Again, guys, only around 1.9% of those of you who watch this channel are subscribed. So do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button down below. I'll see you in the next video.